Hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. Lord Crocospoil with the parrot-addicted lovely kitty.
Hello, everybody.
She and her dinosaurs are joining me today for Miniature Garden. This is a visual novel that was put together on Steam here a little while back, March the 30th of 2017. At the current asking price of $20 US. I know this thing's running. Why is it not doing what it's supposed to do?
Because Steam?
Because reasons. Okay. Go ahead and do it this way. Haha. 123 frames per second. It should actually do pretty well. And there we go. So, we are not actually going to work. I'm just going to kind of start clicking through the game here a bit. We're not going to do what we usually do and pay attention to what's actually being said. You guys could read. Well, I'll give you guys enough time to read anyway. I should be able to throw the there's the auto. But part of what we want to do here is describe some of the experiences we've had with this particular game, including what happened the first time we tried this. The recording didn't go as well as perhaps I would have liked, and certainly not well enough to actually be displayed on channel. Now, let me just click this off here. Okay, good. And turn the auto back on. Alright, so, we have a small group of people. There were, what, 4 of them. This guy, the gal that was just here just a minute ago, our protagonists, and one of the younger folks, one of the first years, along with a silver-haired girl called Rio. They were all trapped in school during what's referred to as the Miniature Garden Festival. Or the well, it's their garden festival. Their school is called Miniature Garden. That's because it's out in the middle of a freaking wood. Yeah.
Actually, the students live there.
Yeah, and that would be fairly typical. They usually don't get out much, although they do get out get around a little bit. There's a convenience store somewhere nearby, I'm sure. Because actually, he mentioned it having gone there. But this is actually just kind of the lead up into the game. Later on, they are selected and then tossed into an empty version of the school building, from which they must escape. And if they fail to do so before midnight, well, they're dead. They will be the ones to show up the next day dead. You gotta escape the building. So what we have is a little mystery visual novel that will give you something of a hard time in terms of what choices are going to get your ass killed. Some of these, of course, will have to do with whether or not you're going to get an ending with one of the 3 girls that are here. I don't think there's an ending for Doodly. As well as actually surviving and not surviving. Because apparently not surviving, and there's Rio there. We don't know who she is yet. They'll be asking about her for a while. Will they escape? Will they be dead? We don't know. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
This lead up area is actually kind of long. They do have a number of chapters to the game before we even get our first choice.
そうだよ。
But
いいの。
this group is actually going to miss the festival
ね
itself.
え、安成。七不思議の。
So what can you tell me about this one here, Kitty? What do you remember?
安成。別に死に。
I remember that all of a sudden,
だって、
all of them were asleep because they were hit or something.
Yep, they all got hit in the
And
head
they
and
found-
were everybody but Rio, I think. I think
And
Rio
they
was just
found
there.
themselves,
でも、
yeah, and they found themselves in an alternate reality of the school.
長い銀髪。どうして？それは、
And these 7 mysteries that the girl speaks of,
長い銀髪なら目立ちそうだよね。あ、うん。
actually it's some kind of a horror story. And they will be part of this horror story.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Also, not much in the. We'll click the no wait off and make that like that, so people can actually read it.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots of save slots in case you want them. 10 pages times 10, so that's 100 save slots. It should be plenty for you. Now let's turn the auto back on. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. The writing's actually pretty good, and they've done a really good job on their the miniature festival. But they've done a fairly good job of the localization in this case. You do have the original Japanese voice actors. There are no English VAs, which is, depending on who you are, could be good or bad. In this case, I'm not sure it would make a lot of difference unless they really screw up the casting. Unlike most things from Manga Gamer, this one here does not have doesn't appear to have any sort of sexual content initially, which again for some people is good or bad. I know our old friend Solar Strike would probably be okay with that, but I know there's a great many other people that must have their etchy sketch in there. So if they don't get their etchy fix, they're just not happy with the visual novel.
好きそうだけど。
But for games that are not horrifyingly sexualized, this one's actually not too bad.
でも、前から思ってた。
I don't mind an etchy game, obviously. And this one seems to be this game here for a non-etchy game seems to be doing pretty well.
安成が言って
The
た。
artwork's really kind of nice, although I'm not as big on the modified photographs as backgrounds. They do work. They're just really jarring based on the it's just the difference between them and the characters is really kind of jarring. You get used to it, but the initial run up to it is kind of not
安
great.
成はその子に会っ
All right,
たけど、
I think we're probably good to go with this here.
なるかもしれない。
Anything from you, lovely cat?
私、それ、
You won't show them waking up in the alternative school?
No, it's not going to look much different, to be honest. The school itself looks no different at all. It's just that they are It's just they're wandering around. They get to wander around and
もうすぐだね。
shit happens. Actually, Yusunari's about ready to get his head bashed in.
はーい。
And Ayana and Yusunari have been
あれ安
side
成。
by side so long that
そっか。
her sleeping on him doesn't even bother him anymore. It doesn't faze either of them. And she's going to get her man. That's all there is to it.
I would show the alternative school.
Like I said, it's not a lot of difference. You can see they've done what they really did was they took the same set of photographs and just blurred them out. Day after the miniature festival. They actually don't put a lot of faith in the culture festival because, well, that's a thing. Crunch, there you go. Now he's toast. Nope, not a single student. The miniature festival's just, yeah, well, and it's flat. Yep. Those two, Ayana, or these two here, a first year named Sumika, Rio that they will meet later on, and that so-called friend of his. Nobody else seems to think much of him, but
それで。そう。それ。お前も。え？でも、そしたらわかる。
oh, all the doors are locked too, and breaking glass is not considered cool.
ねえ、安
No, the
成。
logic doesn't add up, and we already know why. This is the change chapter. This is the third or fourth chapter, I think.
大丈夫。安成の方こそ大丈
This is one of those games that a streamer would actually grab just to say, okay, you guys can make the decisions. Let's see what we got.
夫。安成。携帯。
Aha, no signal on the phone.
Yep, of course it is. So,
これじゃあ誰か。
now that we've seen the alternate classroom that looks no different from the original classroom,
そう。これぞ七不思議。ちなみに。
and there is
今この校舎内
Sumika.
に。ニンニン。
Who is 9 kinds of cute and more energetic than a squirrel's 2-year-old.
スミカ
And that's saying something.
ここに来る前、
Alright.
に校舎の中走り回ってきました。他の教室もみんな空っぽ。で、その後。
So, I think that's going to be probably going to be about it for Magical Garden. We've seen all of the major players at this point. So,
It's miniature garden.
yep, miniature garden.
さあ
All right. So, I think
もしか
that's
して
going to be
休み
about. I think that's going to be about it for me.
私もです。
Any more comments there, Kite?
ところで休み
Yeah.
はじめまして。
はじめまして
There is a
折
story
本
in
先
there,
輩ですね。
安成
A very deep story,
And-
actually.
a very deep story.
And you're going to wind up having to complete all the
まあ
endings
仲がいい
to
の
get to get your head completely wrapped around this mystery, including the bad ones, apparently.
Yeah, apparently
Oh,
there
no,
are
you're saying
endings
hi,
where people die.
あいにく
I think I mentioned that
Alright.
already.
おー
All right.
安成はああ
I'm looking forward to play this game.
All right. Well, I'm sure you can find a way to do that. As I said, the game is $20 on Steam, published by Manga Gamer, who supplied me the key. I also went and checked out their copy. It's not any different from this one. It's not like they ship the uniforms off of everybody all of a sudden. So, anyway, that's gonna be it for these guys. Between now and the next time we see ya, be safe, be sane.
And let's make games fun again. See ya.